All right, all right, all right. We have a lot of good movie news for you today. Our first bit of movie news. Apparently, Disney has gotten back the rights to The Incredible Hulk. Now, you're saying, doesn't Disney already have the rights to The Incredible Hulk? Well, it's confusing. They had permission to use him in like team films like The Avengers, but the Universal Studios still retained the solo film rights. Yeah, so they weren't able to do any Hulk solo films with Mark Ruffalo. That's why you always see Hulk, in either an Avengers movie or they're, partnered up with another hero like Thor. So finally the rights had reverted back. And now you can watch the first MCU Hulk film with not Mark Ruffalo, but with Edward Norton on Disney Plus. So that's a good.
And also it has William Hurt, the great William Hurt. May he rest in peace.
Yes. So as reported by Deadline, the movie rights to 2008's Incredible Hulk film have officially reverted back to Marvel Studios. The film was initially released and distributed by Universal back in 2008, and the company held the rights all this time for 15 years, which prevented Marvel from making another standalone Hulk movie. So now they have the possibility. I mean, I feel like it's kind of late now, but they have the possibility of doing a Hulk solo film with Mark Ruffalo now. So we'll see what happens with that. And of course, we're going to get the new General Thunderbolt Ross with the great Harrison Ford. So hopefully we see some Red Hulk action. Yeah, we'll see. All right, moving on. Apparently, Toy Story 5 is in discussion. What do you think about that?
It looks exciting.
Yeah, you really excited for another Toy Story movie?
Well,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Toy Story franchise. I thought the third one was the perfect end cap to a great trilogy. And I felt, and then they made a fourth one. I felt that it was gratuitous. It did well. A lot of people like it, but I felt like it was very gratuitous.
Wait, no, fun fact, they used the Don Rickles existing footage they didn't use in the first Toy Story. Yeah. They used the audio.
Yeah, that's right. He passed away. He was Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, I don't know. I just think there doesn't need to be another Toy Story. I mean, obviously they're going back to what's popular. I don't know if you heard about their latest film, Elemental. I heard it did like garbage. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't attest to its quality personally. But I heard it did poo-poo. Yeah, so I mean, it makes sense that they're going back to what people love, but I feel like it's leave it alone. We don't need any more Toy Stories. I feel like the third one just was perfect. It ended it off on a great note. But that's just my opinion, man. Right. Our next bit of movie news: Deadpool 3 is now set to release on May 3rd, 2024. 6 months earlier than the original release date. Now that's something. Usually movies get pushed back, but this one's releasing sooner. I can't wait to see this. We're going to see the great Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
I love Hugh Jackman. I love that. I love those original X-Men movies. Director aside, just push him out of the conversation. Let's not talk about that. But Hugh Jackman's great. Can't wait to see him back. All right. Next bit of movie news. Wicked 2 is set to release on November 26, 2025. Wait, what? They haven't released the first one yet? I mean, I can't believe they're already putting out a projected date for the second movie when there hasn't even been a Wicked 1 movie yet. That's crazy, man. I don't know. Have you seen anything about the Wicked play at all?
No, I have not, but I saw the previews and I saw the commercial about it, and I don't know.
Yeah, I've only seen the commercials. I mean, I heard it's great musical. It's something that people loved seeing on stage. Now they're making the movie about it. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it. I haven't seen it. I heard good things about the play. So hopefully the movie, for fans' sake, lives up to the expectations of the stage play. Sometimes things don't translate well, but we'll see. All right. Our next bit of movie news. Have you heard anything about that GameStop stock thing that happened a few years ago?
Not really.
It's a complicated situation. Apparently, people are able to trade stocks on this like app, and GameStop is like, it's a company that started crashing because it's become obsolete, and so people artificially inflated it and brought it up. I don't know, it's a whole thing. But apparently they're making a movie about it. So if there's anyone that cares about this, they're making a movie and it has a lot of stars in it. Apparently, of course, it's going to have Paul Dano, the Riddler. He's going to be in it. It's going to have Seth Rogen, America Ferrera, Pete Davidson, Shailene Woodley, Nick Offerman, Anthony Ramos, and Sebastian Stan, just to name a few. So it's going to be a star-studded affair. It's going to be called Dumb Money, directed by Craig Gillespie. The forthcoming film will bring the real-life tale of Reddit versus Wall Street to the big screen. He is quoted as saying, "My son, who is 24, was very involved in the whole run and happened to be living at our house at the time." And the filmmaker says, "Through him, I got to experience the emotional roller coaster and the pain and the frustration and the outrage." Like I said, I don't know. I can't really speak too much on the situation. I don't know the details or like the all the backstory and whatnot. But yeah, so for anyone who's interested in that, if there's anyone,
I am not sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I remember for a while that whole stocks thing was big, and I don't know if it's so much anymore, but people were getting into trading stocks on apps and whatnot, and then people were trying to cap it, and I don't know, it was a whole thing. I don't know. I'm just over here sipping my tea, watching movies. Next bit of movie news. Speaking of movies, Sony removes Bad Bunny Spider-Man spinoff El Muerto from the calendar. Oh no! Thank God. I don't know. So apparently, I don't know if it's not happening anymore, if they're just postponing it. I don't know what's going on, but I think they should just can it. I mean, El Muerto
has nothing to do with the Marvel universe.
I mean, he's such an unknown character. I mean, I don't know. I feel like with this oversaturation of like superhero movies, we're seeing like big name superheroes like flop hard at the box office. Flash. So I don't know. I think El Muerto is a huge mistake. They just of course released the Kraven the Hunter trailer to mixed reviews. So we'll see how that does.
I thought it was a little different. I didn't know that they were gonna bring such different quality to it, but he didn't have his costume on from the comics.
He kinda did. He had like that furry like collar thing going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but the thing is that people are somewhat worried about the movie, that he's not gonna put on his trademark comic book costume.
I mean, that's the least of that movie's worries. I mean, like, he's already like, Kraven's a villain, and it's like they're trying to make him as anti-hero. I mean, that's what Sony's big thing right now. They're doing like villains as anti-hero, and it worked for Venom because there was a storyline where he kind of became an anti-hero. But I don't know, they're trying to do it with all these other villains and make this villain universe, and it just like it's becoming a chore watching these villain movies where like the hero to these villains isn't even in them. I don't know, and especially when you have something like I said, El Muerto, where the character of El Muerto was literally only in like 2 issues of Spider-Man. No one really has an attachment to that character, and it's like, is it really going to do well? I don't think so. I mean, they're relying on the name Bad Bunny to sell tickets. I mean, that he's super popular as a singer, so maybe, but I mean, I don't think it's enough to hold this movie up and keep it budget conscious or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from this topic. We've talked about El Muerto for a long time now. All right. Next bit of movie news. The next line of Star Wars movies is coming to fruition. Apparently, Star Wars New Jedi Order is going to be the next movie, and it's going to have Rey's coming back. However, you feel about that. I enjoyed the character of Rey. I did not like the last of the sequel trilogy. I loved Force Awakens. Force Awakens was good. What did you think about the Force Awakens?
I had a little mixed thoughts about it.
I thought it was a good start. It was
yeah.
It was an obvious, like, soft reboot. It was basically recreating the first movie. Desert planet, droid with information, blowing up a Death Star.
But of course, there were some cameos in the movie. Simon Pegg made an appearance, and of course,
that's right.
007's Daniel Craig portrayed a stormtrooper.
That's right. He was in costume. He was the one that was interrogating Rey, right?
Yep.
Or something like that. Yeah, that's funny that you didn't even see their faces, but I guess they probably like Star Wars fans to some degree, and they wanted to be in it. So, I think Kevin Smith even had like a brief like vocal cameo or something. I forget. But yeah. I enjoyed the Force Awakens. Like I said, it was very similar to the first one, but it did the job. It got us into this universe, introduced us to these great characters. The Last Jedi, obviously very controversial. I didn't like it at the time. I see the value in it now. It did something very different. But it still kind of missed the mark for me, even upon a rewatch. But at least it tried for something, interesting. And then The Rise of Skywalker, it just totally just took all that interesting stuff that they at least tried in the second one, and then just kind of dove it into the ground. And it just, it was a very unceremonious ending to what could have been a really good trilogy. So hopefully these next bit of movies are great. But yeah, we're gonna see Rey continue on. She's gonna be, heading the new Jedi Order, training, some new Jedi recruits. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll see what this new series of movies entails. All right. Moving on. For our next bit of movie news, James Cameron has commented on that whole submarine Titanic disaster. Have you heard of that? Have you heard about it in the news?
Very vividly. I don't like to get into the watching of the tragedy stuff because
yeah, I mean, there's
sad.
It's hard to hear about all this kind of tragic stuff happening. A lot of people are making memes about it. I mean, it's like, regardless of how rich they were or whatever, it's still lives that were lost,
It's messed up.
James Cameron is weighing in on it. Of course, he's, famous for many things, but one of the big things, of course, he made the movie Titanic, and he's obsessed, with the actual Titanic itself. He's gone down on dives and explored the wreckage of the Titanic. So of course, he weighed in on the Titanic sub disaster. For anyone that doesn't know, which I don't know who wouldn't know about this, it's everywhere. There was a Ocean's Gate submarine where this guy, he was taking people, who could afford it on tours down to the Titanic, and it was notoriously unsafe. It was unregulated, and some people went missing. They thought they might have been alive down there, but it turns out it imploded. There were no survivors, of course. That's, very tragic. So James Cameron, like I said, he's, very well versed in exploring information about the Titanic. He commented on it saying, I'm struck by the similarity of the Titanic disaster itself, where the captain was repeatedly warned about ice ahead of his ship, and yet he steamed at full ahead into an ice field on a moonless night, and many people died as a result. He said, for us, it's a very similar tragedy where warnings went unheeded. And he also said it's impossible to process. So, I mean, he's correct. It's very striking, the similarities, where it's like someone was warned about something and, they decided to go forward with it. And, unfortunately, lives were lost, but we just got to move on with it. And, hopefully, learn, people learn from the mistakes.
Very tragic. And I hope there's not any more sad news in, the news or whatnot, because I can't take any more. It's just too sad.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Next bit of movie news: Mission Impossible 7. It's supposedly supposed to have a $90 million opening. I don't know how they get these numbers, but what do you think? Do you think it's going to do well?
Oh, it might do well because we have Tom Cruise, and there's going to be Haley Atwell, which means a crossover. Peggy Carter meets Ethan Hunt.
Kinda. I mean, she's not playing Peggy Carter, but I get what you mean.
She's a Marvel aficionado. She was in the movies.
It's true. Hopefully the movie lives up to those numbers. I mean, like I said, those Mission Impossible movies are great. Heard some noise from the grapevine saying that this movie doesn't live up to the last one. Of course, people went nuts for Mission Impossible Fallout. And was there one after that, or is this the next one after Fallout?
I think it's the next one after Fallout.
I don't know. There's so many of those movies. It's like
because Henry
movies.
Cavill had to grow his mustache out because
the
Joss Whedon's
infamous mustache.
Terrible Justice League movie. Supposedly they had to CGI out his mustache, which was kind of horrible.
It's the whole thing. We all know that story, but not to get too off topic here. What was I even saying? Mission Impossible. I don't know. Hopefully this does good.
It looks great.
The trailer looks great. I mean, of course, everyone's talking about that stunt where he drives a motorcycle off the cliff. We had talked about that last episode where he did it like 6 times and whatnot.
Only thing that I'm a little concerned about is that Tom Cruise should really have a stuntman.
I mean, he does, but he loves doing his own stunts too.
Yeah, but it's dangerous.
He's crazy. But like I said, he's crazy, but he makes a damn good movie. And I'll say it every time I talk about this guy. All right. Next bit of movie news. Speaking of Fast X, they're making another spinoff. Enough already. People are getting tired of these movies. They're getting more ridiculous. Apparently, they're doing a spinoff with Dwayne Johnson and Jason Momoa. I don't know. What do you think? Would you even bother seeing this?
Not really.
Me neither. I still not have even seen one of these movies, and I was gonna watch them from beginning till the 9th one in anticipation of the 10th one, because I thought, oh, this is gonna be the last one. Maybe I should check them out, but then they just keep going on. They're gonna do more and more and more. I'm like, screw it. I don't want to get into all this.
Only thing is that how many are they going to make of these films? How many times are they going to make it?
Until it's literally not profitable anymore.
It might be called The Slow and the Furious.
They're so old. It's going to be like that wheelchair, like that scooter chase on Seinfeld.
Oh my God!
That's what it's going to get to.
I'm telling you, I'm not predicting this. I'm just telling it like it is.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling the truth.
That's what you do best, man. Keep doing that. All right. Next bit of movie news. Keep chugging on. We have a lot of movie news. I told you, man. All right. The Flash suffered a brutal 73% decline in its second weekend, according to Variety. Far bigger than the drop from Black Adam, which only dropped 59%, which is still a lot. And also Shazam! Fury of the Gods dropped 69%. It's a big money loser for the studio. Definitely, I don't think they'll be going forward with a sequel. If this movie did well, they were also going to do the Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. Yeah, that's not happening. What an unceremonious ending for the Snyderverse. Damn, I was hoping this movie would do well. I was all ready to go see it.
I was hoping too. I wanted to see it, but I didn't know how it's going to do in theaters. I had no idea how long it's going to be in theaters. If it's going to be on HBO Max, I hope. Because I definitely want to see this movie.
Oh, yeah. I did want to see it, but now I broke down and I watched many detailed spoiler reviews. And I got to say, it doesn't sound like my cup of tea. So I might catch it on streaming, but I'm not going to go see it in theaters. Let's just say that. Which is sad because I wanted to see Michael Keaton, I wanted to see it for Michael Keaton, And I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's worth it now. Right. Moving on. They have finally cast the new Superman and Lois Lane. Have you heard the news?
Not really.
They revealed that David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan have been cast as Lois Lane and as the new Clark Kent Superman. Now, we've been throwing around David Cornsweet as a possibility for a long time now. Now it's official, and Rachel Brosnahan as well. I think they're going to do great. They look great. I haven't seen anything David Corenswet has done. I don't know if he's done anything before this. He's a fairly new actor from what I've heard. Of course, Rachel Brosnahan has been in Marvelous Miss Maisel, amongst many other things. So I think she's perfect for the role, which are what a lot of people are saying too. So I don't know. Do you have an opinion on this?
Well, my opinion is that they got the new Lex Luthor, of course. He's from the Walking Dead. I forget what his name is, but the difference about Lex Luthor is that, of course, he's bald. But the thing is that he has a long ass beard.
I don't know if they officially cast him yet. I haven't heard anything.
Well, it was something like that because it was a huge beard, and from what I heard, Titus Welliver had a long beard and a bald head. So what they're doing is that they want to bring their own version of Lex Luthor to the arena.
Interesting,
so to speak.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard any news about it, and I've heard some possible castings, but I haven't heard anything official yet. So we'll keep our ears open, and we'll announce that on our next episode of Movie News, hopefully. But yeah. So we have our new Superman and new Lois Lane. It's exciting. Hopefully these movies do well and live up to the potential that DC should live up to.
Yep.
I really loved Henry Cavill.
Excited.
I feel bad for Henry Cavill. I mean, he was such a great Superman, and I even loved Batfleck and all the others. But I mean, they just, they really just did them dirty. They could have built a wonderful universe with these actors, and they failed to do so, unfortunately. All right. Apparently, Tron 3 is happening. It was a long awaited after Tron 2 did so well. It was very well received. There was a lot of rumors about Tron 3, and then eventually it fell through. But now it's happening again. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's going to look good because...
Hopefully.
Now, I think I have Jeff Bridges in there.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Jeff Bridges. But apparently it's going to have Evan Peters and, Jared Leto of Morbius fame. I don't know. A lot of people aren't happy about that because Jared Leto's been in some stinkers. I don't know. Did you like the Tron movies?
Oh yeah, I like the first one. I like the second one, but I like the first one because it's classic.
Definitely, it's hard to look at. I mean, but it's unprecedented in its advancements in movie technology and whatnot. But it's definitely in my opinion, it's an ugly ass film. But not to get too off topic here. But the second one's definitely a great movie. Although I got to say that de-aged Jeff Bridges is awful, but it led to greater things. But I do love Tron 2. Tron Legacy actually is called. So hopefully Tron 3 is going to do some good. All right. Our next bit of movie news. Apparently Chadwick Boseman is officially receiving a posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's awesome. What do you think?
That's awesome.
About damn time. It's just a shame we lost him so early. But it's great. He's going to get a star. Hopefully his family's there to receive it. Definitely well earned. It's just, such a shame we didn't get to see more of him. He died tragically of cancer, of course.
There was a very, very brief cameo of him in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, but such a legend though. I mean, just think how much more we could have seen out of him. He was such a great talent, but it is what it is, man. And our last bit of movie news, a sad bit of movie news. Actor Julian Sands has been confirmed as passed away at the age of 65. He went missing in January while hiking in the San Gabriel Mountains near Los Angeles. After an extensive search, police have now confirmed that the body they found last week was his body. So it's very unfortunate. Such a great actor. I remember him from Arachnophobia. He's been in a lot of stuff, of course, but that's one of the movies I've seen. He was in Warlock, Room with a View, Oxford Blues, Ocean's 13, a bunch of movies. So what a tragic loss. He definitely will be missed. What do you think?
That is so sad. I didn't know about it, but R.I.P. good sir.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it when it happened, and it's not very far from where we are. So definitely very tragic. We'll definitely keep him in our minds and keep watching his movies.
We definitely will.
And also, our last bit of movie news is also another sad bit of movie news. Actor Alan Arkin has passed away at the age of 89. He lived a long, great life. One of my favorite actors. So sad, right?
Very, very sad.
Of course, two of my favorite movies, Little Miss Sunshine. He was great in that. But also, to bring it full circle for you, of course, he was in The Rocketeer.
But of course, he was in a movie called Inspector Clouseau.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about that before the podcast. But yeah. Not to get too off topic here. Yes, Rocketeer. He played Peavy. Great movie. But yes, he will definitely be missed. It's so sad that he's gone. But like I always say, we'll have their movies to remember them by. So we'll remember them for a long time coming. Well, this brings a wrap to this week in movie news.